What's going on, friends? How you guys doing? It's your girl V the Notary. Hope you guys are doing well. So just jumping right into it. Recently I did a video that was kind of targeted towards all my fellow real estate agents that had to do with the most recent decision that came down the pike from NAR, which is the National Association of Realtors. And in case you're living under a rock, and you should know this stuff, but in case you don't, recently NAR made a decision to decrease, and as of today, I'm not sure the amount, but I'm sure this week we'll find out, to decrease the industry standard that realtors get for their percentage in their commission. So in case you didn't know, if you're a realtor and you're representing the buyer, industry standard is that you get a 3% commission on the purchase price of the home. If you're a realtor and you're representing the seller, you're getting 3% of the price that the seller selling the home for. Thus, that makes the 6% amount of the total price of the transaction, right? But what NAR is trying to do is decrease that. We're not sure what the industry standard will be. We don't know if they're like decreasing that to 4%. Thus, each of the realtors getting 2% each. If they're decreasing it to 3%, we don't know yet. But the baseline of that is that realtors are going to obviously suffer because they are going to be getting less for each transaction that they're doing. Now, why is this important for all of my fellow loan signing agents? Because we are a huge integral part of the closing process of all the buyers, and the sellers and the refinances. Like, we are a major part of that process. So my thoughts and my projections, we'll just say, is that I think that we're going to see some realtors trickle out of the industry just because, I think that it's already really, really tough to be a realtor. Not I think, it's a fact. It's hard to be a realtor. If you're doing it full time, it's really hard. Okay, so I do think that some realtors are going to decide this may not be worth it anymore, right? So I'm going to get out of this industry, and we're going to see some of that fall by the wayside. But my thought and what I wanted to talk to you guys about is, we know how it could potentially affect the realtors, but because loan signing agents are also part of the process in buying or selling a home, how is that going to affect us? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to look at it from both points of view because I am both. I'm a realtor and I'm also a loan signing agent. So I'm like, dang, I know how can potentially and will probably affect the real estate industry, but how will it also affect notaries whose primary income is loan signing, right? So I have a couple of thoughts here, right? One, it could be that maybe it doesn't necessarily affect us. Maybe it could be a good thing for notaries, because I do think during COVID, not only did we have an influx of notaries, we also had an influx of real estate agents. So maybe this is just all a part of, kind of dwindling down the excess real estate agents that kind of jumped in the industry. And so, I think that we're going to see more buying and selling of homes, because obviously anywhere a buyer or seller can see themselves saving money in this transaction, is good for them. So, that probably will increase. So it may not affect us directly, possibly, because, it may just be a situation where the excess realtors or realtors who have been on the fence for a while, maybe they just decide to get out of the industry, but that may not necessarily affect the number of closings that you're getting. But what if it does? What if this happens and there is like a mad dash to leave the real estate agency or industry, I'm sorry, and then there's not enough realtors to like work through closings, and slowing up the process for the closings to come, because we're at the end of the process, right, as loan signing agents. So what if there aren't enough realtors, thus slowing down the process, and then it does affect us because we're not getting the closings like clockwork. If you are getting them like clockwork, we're not getting the closings on in a timely manner because maybe we don't have enough realtors. What if that happens? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know, because I feel like this industry is so unpredictable. We never know. It's just like the stock market. Like any little tweak, anything that happens, it has like a trickle down effect to everything involving real estate, notaries, loan signing, settlement, all of that. Like you never know the cause and effect that one thing can have on another thing, right? So it could be the latter. I think for loan signing agents, and this is just my opinion, but I wanted to talk to y'all about this because I really want to know what loan signing agents, where your guys' minds are at with this. Or maybe you haven't thought about it. Maybe this is something that will help you guys to, get your wheels turning and think about it and maybe have a backup plan. But I'm just wondering, is this something that we need to be worried about as well? Is this going to slow down the closing process if there is a mad exodus of real estate agents out of the industry, and it ends up slowing up the process a lot? But like I said, that is always an option. However, I really don't think that it's going to hit the loan signing agents like it's going to hit the realtors. I actually think this could be a good thing for loan signing agents, and here's why. Buyers and sellers have now will have more of an incentive to buy homes or sell homes if they're getting savings. With the way interest rates are, buyers and sellers are looking for savings anywhere they can find them. So maybe there'll be an influx of, real estate transactions, and maybe there will be enough realtors, and maybe closings will ramp up. And it sucks for the real estate part, but I'm hoping, as because I do most of the stuff I'm doing is, as a notary, I'm hoping for that industry there's a positive effect on it. So that's another thing that we could think about. It could be a good thing for loan signing agents. So I don't want to keep y'all too long, but I just was wondering, have you guys thought about this? Is this something that is on your minds? If so, what do you think? Do you agree with me with where I'm leaning towards this possibly being a better scenario for loan signing agents? I think that this is going to give us more work, because I think that, in addition to the fact that we're hoping that more interest rate cuts are coming, through the remainder of 2024, with that factor coupled with this factor, I'm hoping that those two combined will really push people to buy and sell their homes more, and thus making more closings. Again, now with that being said, in all fairness, I don't agree with the cutting of, the commission, because being a realtor is tough. I'm not saying being a loan signing agent is not tough, but being a realtor is really hard, you guys. There's a lot that comes with it. There's so much networking and things that you got to really put yourself out there and like really sell yourself. Even more than you do as a notary. You have to sell yourself. And then in addition to that, y'all, there are so many fees that come with being a realtor. So I am not in agreement with them cutting any money from realtors. And we know there are realtors that's killing it and making millions, but the average realtor is not making money like that. So I just think it's unfortunate for them. However, it's always like a give and take. It's tough for them, but I do think that this is potentially a good thing for notaries and loan signing agents. So I just wanted to kind of get you guys' thoughts on this and see if you have thought about this from my point of view. Let me know in the comments, did I miss something? Is there something that you thought of that maybe that I didn't talk about today? Let's talk about it. I want to see all of your thoughts, you guys. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't been subscribed. We have a great community. Everybody's really, really kind. And everybody is encouraging, and we bounce ideas off of each other. So please subscribe. We would love to have you. And of course, if you have any questions, drop down in the comments and let me know, you guys. All right, so I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day wherever you are watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.